Da-da-da-da-da. Welcome to Biscuit Tin. Oh my God, the output device isn't working. Wait, no, it is working. I was looking at the wrong button. I thought it could hear you all, but it couldn't hear me. Turns out, hey, can one of you mic check real quick to make sure I'm not crazy?
Hello.
All
I
right,
Hello.
mean, you're still crazy.
don't
We're all crazy here.
tell everyone my dirty secret. Anyway, welcome to
Have
Biscuit
more
Tin
than one.
RPG, everybody. This is the part where I go, hey, we have merch. I'm not gonna. You just have to go figure out what it is yourself. Biscuit10rpg.com. If you don't want to go, that's fine. If you do want to go, that's also cool. But I will tell you this, if you don't go, I kick you out of the cool kids club. There's only one person, it's me. That's the only reason
And you
why.
may find someone coming up to you and wanting to play teeth.
No,
Just
I
randomly.
I have deliberately left Jasper out of the cool kids club. But
That's rude.
That doesn't stop him from trying to get in.
I know he shows up when and where he wants to because that's just what he is. But anyway, let's go ahead and get started, everybody, with a recap from session 3, which I believe was called Victorian Naming Conventions. So that's fun. The group finds themselves sitting in a booth at Whisperwind's Tavern, and soon thereafter is greeted by greeted by a woman by the name of Tess, whom offers them information in exchange for secrets. Despite the party declining, she was there under orders to lead them to the Crimson Fox, who has been keeping an eye on them and would like to explain her side of the story. After a bit of nonsensical conversation and a refusal to do anything but pay for only the best guide in the city that goes by the name of 42, the gang pulled up anchor and headed toward the Moonlit Theater, where they met the Crimson Fox, who impressed upon them that the theft was not of their doing, and that while they would like to know who had done it, they are more concerned about getting the gem into their possession to redeem their family line. Offering the party what Alaric offered them and much more, they have a decision to make. Do they stick to their original deal, or do they betray the one that hired them in exchange for potentially much more? And that is where we pick up. The Crimson Fox has left. Tess left a while before that. And here we are. I believe you were discussing ways to find out more information, and the only thing that you know of right offhand is potentially going and scouring Alaric's manor, knowing that he will be distracted for the time being. And Alouette, go ahead and
Wait,
roll
no.
a history check for me.
Aren't
No,
we still at the
we
bar?
went to the bar.
Oh, you
We
went.
Yeah.
went to the bar.
The
The
doctor drank
dragon.
dragon piss. Yeah.
Oh yeah. You guys.
He's Mr. Hyde now, and I want a Minotaur hug.
Yeah. Okay. Yes, there was
We got
pee.
business. All right.
We had
We
bits.
did things. How goddamn dare you?
Oh yeah, you were
Yeah, good.
deciding at the bar what to do.
The peeled key.
Yes, you were at the
Yes.
peeled key. I knew I forgot something. Allow me to rewrite that in retroactively. Y'all made your way to the peeled key. We're 42 convinced. I believe. Which one of you?
Moriarty.
Moriarty.
Moriarty to drink something known as dragon piss, which, as it turns out, is a non-alcoholic beverage.
No, it wasn't convinced. Moriarty made a deal where it was like, I will go to every tavern with you and drink what you want me to drink.
Oh, you think that was
And then
Moriarty's
Hyde came
idea?
out.
Oh, it
He
wasn't his
offered it.
idea. It was just what he agreed to.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as the drinks don't kill him and it's only for a week. And yeah,
Also, Grits won
now
an arm wrestling competition.
Hmm. Against a
yep,
minotaur.
Mm-hmm.
Minotaur.
yep. And I am in my hide form now.
Yes.
And I
Yes, you
think it
are.
only took us like 30 seconds to decide to betray the noble for more money.
Okay. So,
Yeah.
with that in mind,
I mean, more than just money, but yeah.
yes, very, very much more. Um, Alouette, I need you to roll a history check for me, just to
Okay.
see if you may have picked up this little piece of information.
Probably did not with an 11.
You've heard a little bit of it from while you've been around here, so you know that there is actually a another place that you could go to find a little bit of information, should you choose to, and that is the Erudition Records Office.
Hmm.
Information is free flowing within the first gate, but you do know that while it does have a lot of information, it definitely requires you to know what you're looking for while you're there. So, there's two things that you know of. Alaric's Manor may potentially have more information that you could use to figure out what the hell is actually going on, and the Erudition has records on everything. But they are decidedly Switzerland in the first gate, so they don't use any information they have to hold it over anyone else.
So they're like
I
the
guess
local planning office.
if you made a contract, you may have had to have someone legalize it. I'm trying to remember what that is.
Notarize.
That's the one.
Notarize. Thank you. It's literally adjacent to my job, but anyway.
You don't think Fae have notaries?
You don't think
Think
Faye
they
keep
have more
triplicate of
notaries.
every bargain they've ever made?
I don't know, man. I've never made a deal with a Fae. I'm not stupid.
No, yours is just with warlocks and other weird shit.
Look,
Salt my hearing for
we're
to
not
read
here to
faster.
talk about my good ideas versus your guys' decision making, all right? So, where are we going?
Don't loop me into that. Don't loop me into that. I've been making fine decisions.
I'm gonna arm wrestle a Minotaur. Hey, I want to do the dirty work for you. Hire me. I'm a murderer.
Technically not bad decisions yet.
Yes.
Working our way there, everybody. Working our way there. So,
I don't know what you're talking about. Hyde has never made any bad decisions. It was all Moriarty.
yeah, I'm sure it was.
Are we just like arguing with the fourth wall in this bar because it feels like that's what we're doing right now?
Apparently.
I mean,
What else
potentially.
is a bar for?
What is the plan?
Can Grit sniff the air around Moriarty and see, I'm sorry, Hyde, and see if like the scent is any different? She's curious. They seem to be in the same body.
You can certainly sniff the air. Um, while the scent wouldn't necessarily be different, there is a completely different air about the person who stands before you. Like you know how like when you walk into a room and there's at least like half the people in there know that you're there and they don't like you.
Mhm.
That feeling you get, that's what you sense.
Maybe a little bit
Just
of a
leans in,
chemical.
kind of like sniffs, and then goes, You're a dick, aren't you?
It's
I
been
can
5
assure
minutes.
you, I am not a bipedal genitals.
That's not, you're taking it too literally, and something about your whole air makes me think that you're saying that to make fun of me. You know what I mean? You're a jerk, right? You have that vibe.
I'm what a rather mercenary man becomes when once all of his inhibitions are not just tossed away, but thrown down into the pits of hell. So yes,
Halfway through that, Grits just wandered back over to Alouette. Like, she fully dissociated and just wandered away and just, like, chewing on, like, a dagger that she's got and just goes over to Alouette.
The Minotaur bartender
I got bored.
leans over to you, Hyde, and goes, "That one's got the attention span of a goldfish." Oh
that's
no.
putting it lightly.
Well, Mr. Hyde, what do you know is going on right now? Do you know where we are?
Well, let me do a quick recap of what I know. We were hired by a sketchy noble to find something. We tracked down the thief, a one possible thief. She offered us more money, and now we're gonna screw over the noble who hired us. That sound about right?
Yeah, it's basically the gist. I just want to make sure you're on the same page.
Yeah.
Um, alright. Well, uh, what is the plan? We're going to go to his manor and just snoop around, ask people things. Do you have any other leads other than that?
Hmm. Well, we could always try to look for the paper trail, because my profession is one more heartless than a thief. I'm also a lawyer.
Oh God.
Another
Uh,
bloodsucker.
don't compare me to him.
He might be better at it. You keep having to buy yours.
I buy man because I don't want to get in trouble for killing someone. Alright.
Oh, don't kill anyone. I just drain
Does
all
it
their
mean you have no
assets.
self-control and can't stop yourself from consuming all the blood in their
No,
body?
it's
Why
it's
couldn't you, like, sip from multiple, like you're just drinking from multiple juice boxes?
there's
Have
an
you
issue
never
of
had a
a
flight
few
tasting?
things here. If I bite someone, it's not about my control. It's about how normal people aren't really able to handle getting bitten and getting the blood drinking. You know, it's sort of I don't know. It's it's just kind of an issue of like that. And then also, I'm not
But
sure what the
people get
rules are
mugged all
about.
the time.
Huh?
People get mugged all the time.
Usually they aren't mugged of their blood, though.
Eh,
You
you're
don't
in
Remind
the
know.
right city for
There's
that.
could be other vampires like you here.
remind you to take you to some of the darker clubs in London once I get back.
Listen, I have no problem drinking blood from people. It's just I don't want to get in trouble for it the first day I'm
Oh
here.
no, these people pay
We're
for
well
it.
past the first day.
Okay, that's good to know.
No balls, do it. Do it, I dare you.
I'm not going to do it. I just said I'm not going to. I just bought blood. What do you want
Weak,
from me?
weak. I actually bit that guy's finger off. I'll do it again. You
Yeah,
wanna
and
see it again?
I thought this was a bad idea because we're trying to work together right now.
Are you
No?
sure
We're
you
still
really
working
bit off my
together.
finger? Because I have all my fingers. Don't know what you're talking about.
No, the other guy. I had to heal it because you bit it, and then listen,
I mean, you
we're getting
didn't
really
have
off track
to.
here. We're going to the place. We want to go to the manor. That's the plan. Yes.
I guess so, if you're too scared to
I'm not
actually
going to
turn
bite
someone into a
someone
juice box.
in public. What do you?
As
I
the
don't
vampire, the
understand.
responsible adult.
Even if I was going to, I wouldn't just do it out in the open. I would like drag someone out into an alley. I have a little more self-respect than that.
I
I
mean, you
mean,
could.
I have more self-respect. I drag them into an alley.
like I'm
It's
not gonna
not
do it in front
something
of
I
the
thought I would
world.
hear tonight.
There's Biscuit on the far end of the bar, just absolutely eavesdropping.
Listen,
This
not the
reminds me
time
of a
nor the
story
place.
of a man in a white carriage and children.
I'm intrigued.
What?
Uh,
Doesn't
expand
end
on that.
well for the children.
Never does.
I'm not going to go bite
Anyway,
someone. All right, in the conversation, I think if you want to go get bitey, that's your
well,
problem.
I don't bite anyone unless they ask.
People get weird about when
Jesus.
I bite, but I think it's because my mouth doesn't move.
No, I think it's because you're a tiny doll, and a doll biting people isn't normal.
Neither is naming somebody orphan.
I did. What are you talking about? I named them Tommy.
Did you?
I believe
Yes.
Orphan was the name I threw around. It's about as much as
I'm
the
genuinely curious if
effort to put
Hyde
into
knows
it.
what this little freak biscuit's name is.
Do you remember the thing that you have? You called your child?
Oh, yes. He's still around.
He's
We're all
still
doing great.
around.
My little
Right.
trash Chimera.
All right. Wonderful. I'm glad to hear that.
While all this is happening, still interjecting, Eloette is very much still harassing this poor Minotaur bartender for a hug.
The bartender's like, just like constantly got the finger up to your face, like, hold on a second. He's just like staring at this conversation. Like, I don't know who's gonna need this information, but I've got to remember this. And he goes, "What do you want?"
I want a hug.
Just like stares at you like that's nothing weird, yeah?
I don't think so.
That is not comforting.
Nothing in this bar should be comforting. It's
E-
a bar.
To
Everything
be
in
At
fair,
the
you
gate.
did make me drink dragon piss.
the Whatever, you want a hug? Come here. He just gives you like one of those weird half awkward hugs, like, okay, now get the hell away from me.
Real hug.
Ugh. Bonk. I don't remember which one it is. I don't remember if this one's bonk or donk. Whatever. The other one just comes out and like, what? Give this little one a hug. Okay. Just scoops you up, gives you a big old giant bear hug or minotaur hug, and then sets you
Mhm.
down. There we go. Problem solved.
Oh no, like while this is happening, she 100% just goes to goo.
Reminds me of
Oh, so you
Silverina.
killed our party member. That's going to be 20 gold.
No, they don't use gold here. That's the whole thing. It's
Oh, yeah. I guess you'll be our new party member. Come along. Starts walking away.
Who put him in charge?
Donk just goes, I
he's
figure he's
Hey!
still
I'll
He's
say,
alive.
there's
not my
no
real
dunk now.
dad.
Donk,
Oh,
Donk goes back
that's a
to the
shame.
back of the bar, just ignoring all of this. I did my job. Just walks away. Do you reform or are you just a puddle on the floor?
I'm gonna wait a couple of minutes.
Okay.
I go
If we're all
over
still
and like
hanging out here.
sniff the puddle.
You're going to the puddle?
I go and sniff the puddle.
It smells like Alouette. You're not sure how. There's no face. It's just a puddle.
You smell the
Try
same.
poking it.
No. We don't poke people without their consent. That's how your other half lost a finger.
I still have my fingers. Still don't know what you're talking about.
I could do a recreation for you
If you get
you'd like.
bitten again, I'm not healing it. I just wanted to make that clear. It was a one-time thing. It happens again. It's your fault. It's your problem.
Out of character. I'm just trying to gaslight. I'm just trying to gaslight them into believing that they never bit off my finger. Place.
I mean, you can try, but they know what they did.
You
Have
cannot
you guys ever
gaslight
seen
Brits.
those videos of Belgian Malinois just snapping their jaws? Like making that little click noise when they snap their teeth shut?
Mm-hmm.
Grit starts doing that in the general direction of Hyde.
And
Okay.
here is where I take my namesake, and he like goes and hides somewhere else.
All right.
You're both pussies. Alouette was the only one with any guts, and now she's goo, and somehow I feel like it's your fault.
He's
I
the
don't
one
know
that
what you
asked for a
want from
hug.
me.
The Minotaur comes out from behind the bar and goes, "Well, this is gonna be awkward to explain." Just starts sweeping the goo into a dustpan.
I'll let him.
All right, how does that
Stop
make you feel,
it.
Grits?
It's
It
Can we
still
get a
smells
cup
like
and a
Alouette. Maybe it's still her. I don't know. Put it back down.
I'll put.
no?
This is my
Put it
establishment.
in a
I will put it where I want. And he dumps it in the trash.
That's a sentient being.
It looks like a squished being.
I'll allow you pussy guts once you bite them.
a
You bite me, I'm going to bring my brother back here. And you saw what happened to your friend.
I
Can we
didn't.
get a cup to put her in so we can take her out of here?
You want the
So you
dead
get
body?
the go cup.
Sure.
Yeah.
Here's a cup. You can dig it out of the trash.
I hand it to the vampire.
Why? When did I become in charge of this? Ugh.
You're the healer.
No, okay, I'm not being relegated to healer. All right, that's not happening before we even got into a fight. All right, I will pick the doll up because I feel bad. No other reason.
Uh-huh.
I start reaching in the trash, just like pulling pieces of goo out. I guess.
She's gonna take this opportunity and just goo slide all the way up into his sleeve.
Oh,
That's weird.
It's still in the
And-
it's still in the garbage. Not necessarily anyone saw that.
all right, I think we're ready to go.
We're not going to do a flail dance or anything.
No, you're gonna act like nothing happened. You're just like, and then you're just gonna say,
Yeah.
"Let's go."
He does
The
not have the
worst
energy
poker
to flail
face.
around. Just let's just get out of here. I don't. I got her. Yeah.
The chances he got some other random slime instead of Alouette.
Not high enough for me to roll for it. But I'm not saying Alouette didn't come back with a little extra slime. All
That's
right, so
terrible.
you all, 42 is waiting at the door now that he got what he wanted here. He's like, so, where you guys going? We went to the bar. What's
All
next?
right. To Lord Silvervein Ulrich. Or no, Ulrich Silvervein's manor.
Oh, you want to go
please.
back there? Why are you going back there? I mean, it's fine. I'll get you there, but why are we going?
More investigation for our job.
Oh,
Eloette's
okay.
gonna
Going to
poke
be
that
asking some
porcelain head out
hard questions.
of the sleeves. We should also go to erudition.
Erudition?
Mhm.
What is that?
They know things. Like
They-
all of the things.
The Erudition?
Erudition.
Yeah, they have a records office. Their headquarters is down by the entry gate.
They might know who made the contract, is what you're thinking?
Mm-hmm. But they know everything.
They know everything. Alright.
Sounds fair. I mean, maybe we can get some records on what the
Erudition.
artifact actually is.
Maybe.
It
So,
They might
hasn't
have a
been
better
very
picture.
clear.
so where are we going? Now I'm
Erudition?
confused.
Well, do we need to pay to go into the audition? Or is it like a
Oh no, I paid in advance.
you paid in advance? Did you know what this was before 5 seconds ago?
Drink thing. I got him for the rest of the day.
Right,
Ah.
no, but the actual place, the audition. Do we need to
Oh, no,
pay
you
to get
don't need
in?
to pay to get in there, but you do have to know exactly what you're looking for.
We have time to
Okay.
think
Well,
about
that's
that
going
as
to be
we
a
go.
problem with this group.
Well, we know what we're looking for. It's the celestial gem. Celestial one. I have it written down.
Asks slime on arm. What are we looking for?
What are we looking for? What are we doing here again?
She's just kind of slowly reforming out of the goo just because she can do it slowly.
I think it's celestial gem. That's what I've written down. I might be wrong though.
We're looking for the celestial gem and for anything that would explain why the Crimson Fox was framed for this, I think.
That sounds very specific.
I mean, I can tell you why they were framed for it.
The most famous thief around.
Yep. It's easy to pin it on someone who does not shy away from the limelight.
True.
Yeah.
I would like to
But
know
there's
more
also
about
the
this
thing with her
contract.
family.
So do we want to go to the audition first and then over to Lord Alaric's place?
What
And
way is
honestly, the less
fastest?
people we have to talk to, the better, because we're not
You
great at
are
talking.
actually closer to the Silver Vein Manor than you are the Yeah, let me go ahead and move y'all on the chart here. You guys are all like in this area right here. If you're on the map, this is the estates. This is the alleyway, for lack of a better thing. And I'm going to go ahead and put it on here so everybody can see it. There we go. The estates, where the Silver Vein Manor is, which is over here. And this, where you all are, is one of the markets, the gate market, as well as the one of the many entry points into the Whispering Alley, and obviously near where the Moonlit Theater is, which is actually probably more over here. But you guys are over here, where
Okay.
the peeled key is. So you can go to the Erudition, which is all the way back down here. See if I can focus ping. That brings everyone down there in this area right here, which is near the main gate, which is over here, of course. So
Perhaps we do a go to the manor first and then a audition, just to make it easier so we aren't walking back and forth over and over again.
Fair
okay,
enough.
all right. All right, so you'll make it back to Silvervein Manor without much hassle. It's roughly 20-30 minutes to get there based on the back alleys and strange portholes that you took. But you make it there. When you get there, you notice that there is sparse staff. The butler that answered the door last time is not there. It's actually a maid who answers the door and says, "Hey, hello, how may I help you?"
Who's the other one?
Oh, the butler?
Sure.
He's gone with Lord Alaric to Lady Seraphina's home. She's throwing
Why?
a grand party.
Why does he need a butler for that? Doesn't she have one of her own?
Well, he makes him carry all of his unessentials.
Oh.
So rich people things. Got it.
Yes, those with money will tool around with those with money. Us simple house staff are just here to make sure things are nice and neat when he gets back. So, how can I help you?
We wish to continue our investigation
Hmm.
in the room.
So, you wish to. I can lead you back there. That's fine. He did not say anything specific. So, and she leads you back to the room where the actual gem was stolen. And she goes, "I don't know what else you might find here, but I'll leave you all to it. You all seem to be the consummate professionals." You see, as you're walking through, she guides you back to this room. There's a few guards here and there standing watch at specific doorways and hallways. But for the most part, there doesn't seem to be a whole lot going on.
Why do
Very,
you have guards inside?
hmm?
Why do you have guards inside? I thought they were for keeping things out.
Well, they also keep an eye on the other personal effects of Lord Alaric,
Like what?
like his safe and his gold and any other sentimental
I mean, if
objects
they
he may have had.
if somebody took the really fancy thing, then why are they here? They're not doing a very good job.
Well, I guess they were called in after the fact. I'm just the maid. I don't know.
Do you know when Lord Alaric will be back?
Well, he left about 45 minutes ago.
Hmm.
I don't know when he'll be back. I assume that he'll at least make an appearance and hobnob with some of the other well-to-do elite within the city.
Do you like working for him?
Um, yes.
He doesn't
There's a
seem
long
very
pause.
nice.
He's very stern. He has high expectations of his staff.
What kind of expectations?
Well, he
She's
uh
going full little kid mode.
yeah, she's like, well, she looks down at you. This is a human woman. And she looks down
Hmm.
and she goes, "Well, from my understanding, he used to be in the military, so he likes to kind of keep that kind of spick and span sort of uh, air about things. Things have to be in their place, in where they belong, unless he decides to change something. So we just do our best to meet his expectations.
Has he been mad that something's been moved? I
In the
mean, we're here because
past,
something's been moved.
well, I mean, the most recent thing obviously being the artifact that was taken, but typically we don't move things from where they are except to briefly clean and then place them back exactly where they were, as
So
we are
he hasn't.
instructed.
Has he been more mad lately because the thing's missing?
No, he's been acting himself.
Hmm.
What's the
I,
most notable event around here before that all this happened?
He threw a lot more parties. Um, he had people over to discuss the affairs of the city. But other than that, pretty much your standard rich people stuff.
I don't know what rich people stuff is.
I have a hard time explaining it.
Okay.
It's beyond me. I'm but a simple housemaid, and my job is to make sure things are clean. I'm paid
What's your
well
name?
for it, but huh?
What's your name?
Marion,
Nice to meet you.
nice to meet you. Um,
This is Alouette.
oh, nice to meet you, Alouette.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah.
Do you have a family? Do you like working for this guy with your family?
What? It's a
He
very
seems.
strange question. My family, I I
Although
haven't
we
really
might be getting a little too personal here.
I mm,
She's fishing to see if there's kids.
you, you fucking creepy psycho. She's like,
Mm-hmm.
I haven't really had time for a family, and
Oh,
yes, I like working here.
okay. No
Sorry.
further questions.
Sorry if this is personal, but
Interest is gone.
is
Before you go, do you know the butler? His name
Jefferson?
Jefferson. Okay, just curious.
sorry, we're new to the city and it's been hard keeping track of everybody's names.
Well, you're gonna have to get used to it because there's a lot of people here, and they all have names.
All of them?
Well, also he's a vampire and hasn't been outside of his tomb for like what, 200 years?
All right,
Well, look at you stepping outside of your comfort zone.
all
More
right.
like
It's
falling
really
out
nice
of
that you're
it.
just spreading my business with everyone. You know? Yeah.
Well, I'll leave
Whatever.
you all to it. Good luck in your investigation.
Thank you.
She walks out now, having been thoroughly confused by all of you and the unprecedented amount of information that you've given her.
I don't go around saying that you're the evil side of another guy, right? It's not something I do.
Oh, please. It
I
wasn't
mean,
my
what?
intention, but we did need to confuse her into wanting to forget about this encounter. Now she's only going to think about the weird vampire she met and not the things she might have accidentally given away.
Sure.
All right.
But
But if you want to spread my dirty laundry everywhere the next time, go ahead.
That feels rude.
No
She's a maid.
inhibitions,
She'd
I
have
don't
to
care.
clean it up.
You assume I don't just steal someone else's laundry off the line.
That's even more rude.
I'm an evil personality. I don't care.
it's a pretty bad guy. I love it. I'm sorry.
Really? That's your definition of evil? Me stealing some laundry?
uh,
Of
well,
the
how
things I've
long do
seen
you
you do
usually
so far.
stick around after you switch?
How long until you're not you anymore?
strange. Normally it would be an hour or two before the drugs wore off, but here the magic item, calculating, until the height of the full moon, whenever that happens.
Hmm.
Okay, interesting. Um,
Oh,
As he's saying that,
then I fall over and faceplant.
oh, good.
like midway, like, it just depends. Sometimes it's thud.
Moriarty gets up and he's like holding his head and it's like, ow. How long was it this time?
I don't know what time is here.
Same.
I have a hard
Okay.
time believing Alouette would really understand time in general.
She knows it in when the light is up and when the light is down, and she knows how to count.
Daytime, nighttime sort of thing.
Yeah.
Too bad this place isn't a perpetual twilight.
Mhm.
It's
Hence
always
the
middle
no
time
concept of
here.
time.
It's always middle time here.
Like he took every single drug he could find and left me with the hangover. And God, what is this taste in my mouth?
Don't ask if you don't actually want to know.
It was probably the dragon piece, I imagine.
Two types of people.
You probably don't want to know. It was dragon piss. All right. So, uh-oh.
You decided
I'm
to do that,
going to
so
choose to believe that dragon piss is an euphemism for something else, and I'm
no,
gonna believe that until the day I die.
Honesty to a fault, this vampire.
there's no reason to lie. Do you remember? Do we want to investigate the contract a bit more, or is that something we don't even
Uh,
think is worthwhile?
So, if you all want to roll perception, go ahead.
Okay.
I feel like I should roll at disadvantage because I'm dealing with high hangover, but
You don't really have a hangover. It was literally dragon pee. It's just gross.
You said investigation?
Perception.
Damn.
Haha.
Well,
Too bad.
that's
So
technically
I rolled
better.
pretty good. Let's see. I think I have +7.
17.
Nat
And well,
20 or 23.
Is it 23 for me
transforming
as
in
well? Yeah.
transforming into an entirely personality has to be hell on your memories.
This is
You remember
D&D.
to bring the
Everything's
weird thing?
magic. uh, Moriarty, what'd you get for your perception?
17.
All right, and grits.
Sorry, there's a dog in the way.
I see.
It's a 17.
17. Okay. Do. All right. You all notice that there's a few other rooms that are, no longer guarded while you've been talking in here and kind of debating. Now, the one thing I've got to ask you, Moriarty, is your finger still gone or did it grow back?
It grew back. It grew back.
Okay.
So it's looking very. I don't know.
Chewy?
Color is new grown flesh, like really pink. So
Mm.
like the rest of
Deadpool.
him is a normal color, and his pinky is just
Pink.
So it's like
yes.
super like untouched by the sun and the dirt and the grit. It's probably the cleanest thing on you.
Yes.
Got it. Disgusting. All right.
This is the guy who decided. You know what? Never mind. I'm not getting into that argument.
I'll bring
Do
somebody
it.
else in here. Don't you dare. All right. Let's see here. All right, so there are three other rooms that you can find throughout the place that are really nearby. There's no guards in front of them. There doesn't seem to be a patrol in the area. So as you're assuming, I'm looking around because everything that's in this room is the way that you left it. There's nothing new, nothing's been moved. It doesn't look like Alaric even came back into this room. There's no reason, seeing as the gem is gone. So the other rooms, as you kind of walk around and look at them, there's a very nondescript kind of like guest room. that is off to the side. It could be servants' quarters. You're not really sure. The second room you walk by is actually an opulent office space with a large mahogany desk sitting in the background, along with what appears to be quills and ink and parchment on the desk. And then the other room that you see is actually a lavatory. For those of you that live in D&D 5e rules, it is a something you don't recognize, but for us normal people from the year 2024, it is a working flushing toilet. You found a super future bathroom.
I'm in Victorian London. I'm pretty sure those are starting to come around.
Yeah, there
They
was
were,
indoor
but they had
plumbing.
like the higher backs and stuff on them, so
So
Yeah.
1596. So probably yeah. Imagine.
Roman over here doing history research.
I look it up. I need to make sure if he knows what they are.
Do
I
I
think he
know what
does.
toilets are?
He
Nope.
knows what flushable toilets are
Doesn't need to
barely.
roll history. He is history.
All right. So, what are you going to investigate?
Well, Moriarty's gonna go over to the really poorly hidden safe, and he's gonna grab what he thinks might be the contract page that they
Okay.
found before.
Okay.
Actually, I'm like, hey, Grits, can you help me find the contract page so I can make sure it's the right one?
Didn't Grits take the contract?
Yeah, Grits has
No,
the contract.
Yeah.
Or whatever
we
she
give it all the
found.
way back to that.
no, he took notes
Stole
of
it.
Yeah,
it.
Grits
Oh
still
yeah,
has it.
yeah, she No, 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 she actually would have taken it. She wouldn't have taken notes of it because it would be difficult to scrawl all that down and not just take it with you.
Yep.
I
I
thought
think
she
she
put it back
grabbed it after
into.
you walked away.
Oh,
Well,
Hmm.
Grits was the one who found it. He just read
Did,
it over, shoved it in her stuff, and told them what she saw.
yes. So Moriarty's going back and looking for the contract and finding an empty safe. Except for what he left in there, which is his own business card.
yeah, he's gonna take that back. He was like, maybe not a good idea.
I've had second
I
thoughts
did
about
it to
my own
flex
business
on people.
practices. All right. So there's nothing different in the original room. Where would you like to head next?
Which one has the shiniest doorknob?
They all have very shiny doorknobs.
Well, yes, but which one's the
Oh,
shiniest?
The shiniest would be the guest quarters.
Because
I want to
one
check out
really
that one.
does end there.
Exactly. All right. So you're going to check the guest quarters?
I am.
Okay.
Curiosity.
We'll get with you in a second. Anybody else going in any other places?
The other two are bathroom and
An opulent office.
I'll check out the office.
Okay.
Grits is gonna follow Alouette.
All right.
She's not the investigative sort. She's just following her friend because Alouette's amusing and can go gooey at random.
Alright, he's gonna stop in the bathroom, steal the soap and like maybe some paper towel, like some toilet paper, and then go into the office.
Okay.
Stick it in his bag of holding.
Fantastic. We'll get to each one of you here in just a second. We'll start with the guest quarters. Roll an investigation check. See if you can find anything in the office.
Investigation.
Or not in the office, in the quarters.
19?
All right. So you actually managed to find. You didn't think you were really going to find anything in this very sparsely decorated room, but you actually find a hidden drawer underneath the bed. You're kind of poking around in there, and you're short enough that you're like, "Oh, this is my height," and you accidentally push in on something, and a drawer drops out of the bottom and then kind of folds out to you, and inside you find a obscure and very old looking scroll. But it looks like it's been torn in half. or maybe more.
Fritz, do you know what this says?
Can I take a look at it?
Yes, you can take a look at it. What can you read?
Common, draconic, abyssal, deep speech, infernal.
Hmm. Unfortunately, it eludes you.
And I've got infernal in common, so
Okay. Very fitting. You demon child. Um,
I know what's up.
yeah, everything on it, like you see, like it's written in this very fanciful script. You can't really make heads or tails out of it, and you're pretty sure that even if you could, it's missing something of context, that really would give you more information. But neither one of you can read it.
Um, does it give two questions? One, does it give magical vibes? And two, do I recognize the handwriting? Is it like fairly close to the handwriting on the contract or different?
It is. There are some similarities to what was written in the contract, but it looks like if it was done by a different hand. But this actually matches up with some of the words that you couldn't read on the actual thing itself, other language and all that.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All
Is it
right.
anything good?
Uh,
Oh, it's asking Grits. Is it anything good?
I can't read it. I'm like in the smarter like 10% of my siblings, but that I'm still not that smart. I only know a few languages.
It's gonna take it and just stuff it in next to her big butcher knife because it's probably about as long as it. Do
fantastic.
you want to?
Don't let the mosquito or Mr. Split personality take it.
I
They both
might
give me weird
ask
vibes.
if they can read it, but I'm not gonna let them take it.
I'll bite their fingers if they try to.
Oh,
I will
wow.
make that sacrifice.
You're gonna make the sacrifice. All right, toilet crew, go ahead and you're doing what in there?
I'm stealing stuff.
Not even
I guess
investigating,
I'll
just
also do
stealing.
a quick. I'll do a quick investigation.
To see what the most expensive stuff in there is?
Yes.
Okay. An investigation appraisal check. Understood. Roll that up.
It's a net 20 for 23.
Jesus Christ. That is a fancy, fancy candelabra that they're using to make weird light with no fire.
Ye-
You gonna grab it?
Yes.
As you grab it, you realize that it's stuck, and you try to yank on it a little bit, and you realize it tilts. And as you pull on it, the toilet starts to turn, and where the toilet was, there is now a wall with books and parchments.
Why does Moriarty keep running into toilet humor?
I don't know, but there's a shitty joke here somewhere.
I guess I'm gonna go investigate the secret
Somebody's
water
secret,
closet.
somebody's secret garden. Yeah, go ahead and roll investigation.
Again. Okay. It's a 19.
Okay. So, it doesn't really give you a lot of specific information, but what you do recognize is that all of these books tend to have something in common. They have to do with packs, both making and breaking them. And there are various accounts of people attempting to do so, creating packs, making packs for power, making packs for money, gold, glory, all of these things. They're all kind of like first and second hand accounts. There's mention of a well of souls throughout here, and then there's also mention of uh, a patron of dreams, as well as some place called the Shadelands. but it's all very obscure, nonsensical text as far as you're concerned, because none of this stuff exists where you're from, so it's all gobbledygook. But it looks
So
like
this
there's
is
been
the reference.
yeah,
This is the
it's
reference closet.
this is a reference closet, but it does look like it's more towards the stint of breaking a deal.
Well, Moriarty's still going to stick with his original plan, but he is going to go ask Remus if he still has the silver fox statue and steal all the books and put the silver fox statue in there.
Okay. Wow. All right. So while we're waiting for you to have that idea, Remus, you are in this immaculate office. Everything in here, like when you walk in, you realize that it's not just a beautiful mahogany desk; it is gilded. There are gold filigree, silver filigree, kind of intertwined with the wood itself. No mere craftsman could have done this. It looks like it's actually woven into the wood itself. It is gorgeous. And there are a ton of books. You actually find yourself in what appears to be a library of sorts. So, what do you do?
I will. I'm gonna give myself guidance, and then I guess I'll start investigating the. Uh, is there a desk in the room? Yeah.
Hmm.
I'll start investigating the desk first.
You looking for anything specific?
Uh, any like I guess documents or anything that's like might be interesting. Anything written in the same language as the contract we've seen.
Okay. Sure. Go ahead and roll investigation.
Okay. 7 plus 1 is 9.
No. All you find on the desk is what appears to be a bunch of travel receipts, finance reports, and documents, as well as day-to-day business information.
Then I'll
And
investigate the bookshelf.
it's
I
all
guess.
written in common.
All in common.
All right. Gonna
Uh,
go investigate that bookshelf. All right.
yeah. I'll hit myself the guidance again, and almost a tiny bit better. 13.
All right. 13. There are a lot of books on a myriad of subjects. Nothing, nothing in this library stands out as anything particularly damning in this regard. Um, and it's as you realize that there's nothing really in the library of books that you've been able to find so far that Moriarty walks in, and I assume at this time Grits and Alouette also walk in as they see Moriarty walk into the same room as Remus. So you all find yourselves in the same room.
I'm going to take a quick look at the bookshelf and um, see if there's any like crossover. And also, he's going to pull on uh, the trope from all the new Gothic books that have been going around in the Victorian era and start trying to pull out books for a secret bookshelf door.
All right. Go ahead and roll an investigation check.
Artie's good at this investigation thing. That's an 18.
Okay. So you're looking, and you know you're having that idea where I'm just going to start pulling on books and seeing if one sticks, and then you realize that there's one book that's completely out of place in this entire thing, because it's just a bunch of books about like anything from psychology to the cutting edge of business practices, and then you see one that's about ponies, and you're like,
This
what
is
the
a guy who has books, so he looks like he reads, isn't he?
I mean, you'd have to ask him. I'm not going to tell you anything. You
Mm.
pull on this book, and you hear a click, and you will have advantage, but everyone else can just roll perception.
Perception.
11.
18.
That 20 for
17.
25.
All right. So anybody that got above a 15 will instinctively turn towards the sound, and it's on the other side of the room. You're kind of over here looking at Pony Book, and then off to the other side of the room, there's actually not a bookcase, but now that you look, there's this decorative fireplace that didn't look like it would have been good for anything, but you actually see that it has become slightly ajar, as if it's hiding a false wall.
Can Grits go scratch at the like slightly ajar portion the way that like a cat will to like nudge a door open?
Yeah, you scratch at it, and every time you poke at it, it goes the direction that you're poking. So if you're pulling on it a little bit, it moves a little bit. It's very light, but it's not. It's almost as if it's on like absolutely level ground. It's not going to swing open for you, and it's not going to swing closed on you. So
Grits
you are
is gonna push
basically
it
whacking at a
open.
door, and it's not moving.
Birdie goes over and he's like, "You remind me of a pet I had once here," and pulls it open.
Okay. Behind the door, you find yourself another safe.
Okay, at least this one was slightly more hidden. So this guy's really obsessed with secrecy. I mean, who hides things in the bathroom? Actually, never mind. That's a good place to hide things.
You found something in the bathroom?
Yes. Oh, by the way, need to borrow that silver fox statue real quick. I'm gonna
What
do some
for?
advertising for a new employer.
But then it's not really borrowing, is it? We're just kind of putting it there so he could find it.
Yes.
He could have just said that.
You use this word, but I do not think it means what you think it means.
You're using it very liberally. Oh, and the statue.
Borrow is doing a lot of heavy lifting in that sentence.
Yes. It's take and put somewhere for us to never have again.
All right.
Yes. I run and go do that, and then I close up the door in the bathroom.
Fantastic. You have a whole bunch of books. Where are you putting those books?
Bag of holding.
Okay. You have a bag of holding with a bunch of books.
Yep. And all the other things I've randomly stolen.
What
Yep.
about you two? Do you find anything interesting?
Maybe.
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 I love how
No,
We can't
Alouette.
read it, so we don't know.
Oh, you don't. Okay. Is it just like you don't know what it means, or is it just like you don't know what it says? Like you can't read it. Don't know.
What's the difference?
Well, one is like I can read it, but I don't know exactly what it means. Like we couldn't read the other one, but it'd be like if we couldn't understand the contract because it is a bunch of legal jargon. Is it like you can't read it, like you can't understand the words, or is it you can't read it because it's like it doesn't make
Different
sense?
language?
Different language. You want? I can try to read it. I know some.
I mean, Grits is pretty smart and she didn't know any of it, so.
I love the pedestal that you're putting Grits on.
Okay, it's a
Keeping each other on an even mark here.
You're about the same
yeah.
height.
Exactly.
So do you want me to try to read it, or is it just do you think it's
Alouette
pointless?
will hold it out, but she's firmly hanging on to the other end of it.
Okay, I can't really open it when you're gripping onto it that tight. It's just let go for it for a second, maybe.
Curse you,
We're on the
logic.
same tee here. I don't know what you think I'm gonna do with it. It's
Grits is going to like come up right by where Alouette is and like right by where his hand is gonna be and open her mouth and just stare.
okay. I don't
Like
know what's
she's
going
ready
on
to
here.
snap.
So I don't know what happened between me going into this room and you guys coming out of that room, where you guys immediately distrust me. So I'm not taking the scroll. I'm asking if you want me to read it.
Back, I'm gonna turn it goo up your nose and go.
Okay, gods. I know common, druidic, elvish, and undercommon. Am I able to read it?
Nope.
Gibberish. Hand it back.
it looked like it shared some characteristics with Elven, but nothing that made any sense.
Hmm.
Already comes it back in at this point. Mm,
Want to give it a go at reading this? I don't know what you're gonna know.
it looks like, is that Sylvan? Let me see.
It is Sylvan.
Yes. Yeah, I know what this says.
Look at that. All right. Want to read it out loud
Um,
or?
it. I was just wondering if anyone's gonna ask why the Victorian man knows Sylvan.
Well, I know Elvish. I'm not gonna ask too many questions.
Look, we're not here to ask questions about how you know things. We
The
just want to know
Victorian
what you
man is
know.
also two people.
I mean,
Least
fair.
weird part.
Is understanding Sylvan.
I was gonna say I got kidnapped by the fairies when I was a child, but sure.
Nobody
Everyone has
asked.
excuses.
Anyway, yeah, I start reading through this,
Okay.
and I also like pull up one of the more common examples of what the bathroom library was about, the pact breaking, out of my bag.
Okay. So Um, while it doesn't really correlate the two things, you're starting to understand why he might have had these other things as you're reading this document. It appears to be part of a contract. Like it's the missing part of the contract that the other one was. Um, and it is between an archfey and Elric. And what you can't understand is somehow he's bound to the gym's power in some dark travesty. And while you can't read that, there are bits and pieces of some information about the celestial gym itself. Um, Specifically, that it is not actually called the celestial gym. There is constant mentions of an artifact by the name of Starheart. Um, it is it is something that was lost to the annals of time. Um, However, it is said that it once played a pivotal role in the ancient conflicts between celestials and the infernal realms, with its power being sought by beings of both light and darkness. Um, that this constant fight over it is what twisted it into what it is today, and it is referred to as the Celestial Gem because it has lost some of its spark. It does not exude the same power as it once did. Um, and that it has a significant history here within First Gate itself, but portions of that are just minor notes in what you're reading, but the rest of it has been torn out.
Hmm. So it looks like the red fox or the silver fox, whatever she goes by.
The the
Anyway,
Crimson Fox, the
the
Silver
crimson
Fox,
fox.
that might be Alaric.
Not going there. Anyway,
That's a Marvel character.
yeah, lost my train of thought. So the crimson fox wasn't telling the entire truth. Like her family may have owned it, but she referred to it as the celestial gem and not its actual name, which is let me see, Starheart. And yeah, it's a pact between him and this archfey. Seems to be bound to it. Looks like he think he might want to break this, either this contract or the pact with the gem, something along those lines. Anyway, that's what I got.
Now we actually know its name. It's not bad. It might
Oh,
be
And it
and
useful
doesn't mean
later.
I guess it doesn't mean the fox was lying. It just means that she didn't have it when it had its other name.
true. Anyway, did you
I
guys
mean,
ever
it
find out?
might not even be that. The fox is super secretive, so Why would she tell us the actual name when it's an ancient item and it would tell us more about what it's capable of doing if we knew what it was actually called? I mean,
I was just raising a point.
I
Anyway,
wouldn't be honest with us if I was her, because we're a bunch of evil assholes for the most part, but like,
Not evil.
I
anyway,
don't think that discredits her.
has anyone gotten into the safe yet?
Uh,
No?
Has anyone looked for traps?
Good point.
This is a very big house with far too many things for there not to be at least one trap.
I can look around. Uh, actually, might be better if someone else does it. Depends on.
You might want to let the professional see, you know.
I'm very good at noticing things, but I don't want to. Unless go to the whole investigation and like detective work. That's not my gist, you know.
So as you're all kind of meandering and muddling through the idea of who's going to check this area for traps, you hear a door fly open, and you hear a booming voice from the entryway, as you hear just some minor talking, followed by a "What business have you meddling in affairs that do not concern you? Leave this place at once or face the consequences of your trespass." You all recognize this commanding voice as Lord Alaric, who has suddenly returned. And while you know that he is in another room, you can feel the vibrations, and it sounds like he's in the exact same room as you are, as if by magic his voice is coming from everywhere at once.
Hey, we're
Perhaps it'd be a
closing.
good time.
Yeah,
I
we're
think
closing
we
that.
should not worry about traps. We need to go for it. We need to run.
Yeah, close it out the window. We'll come back later, maybe
Oh,
during the night.
what floor are
He
we
let
on?
us in.
We're not
Oh yeah,
trespassing, dude. You hired us to investigate the missing
We are
fucking
actually
item that your
snooping
people
in
couldn't keep
his
safe.
this is his private office. I don't
I
think we get
love
an
how
entry to
you all
here.
I love that how you all know that he is not physically in the room with you, but Grits just instinctively turns towards the door and goes, "What? You hired us?"
Oh, is there a window in this room that Moriarty can climb out of?
There is
It's not
not.
it's not trespassing if it's not locked.
Also, not supposed to be in the office. We were just supposed to be in the other room.
Yes, I
What
think
part
we're
of
pretty
not
limited on
locked?
where we're supposed to go.
Whose side are you on, dipshit?
I think we just need to reason. We
Don't
need to think about
argue
how he's
against
gonna
us.
think about it. I don't. It doesn't matter how you feel that trespassing is. He's gonna be like, "Oh, they're in my private space. I'm gonna get angry." You know.
Yes.
It doesn't matter
As
how
Again,
technical
we
it
were
is.
let in.
Once again, it doesn't matter how technical
Literally,
it is that we're let in
it
here.
wasn't
He's
even
going to get
locked.
angry at us.
It
While
wasn't
while they're
even
while they're
locked. If you
arguing, I'm
didn't
gonna.
put us in there, you should have locked it.
I
Everything
while
else
they're
that's not
arguing.
supposed to be let in, there's people on it.
All
We
right.
didn't go
I'm
into
not
any
good
of
at
the
picking
places with
locks.
the people.
Okay. While this conversation of you two bantering, obviously with Remus, who's just like, "That's not how this works," and you're both like, "Should have locked it." Moriarty, what are you doing?
I'm grabbing the scroll and I'm putting it in my bag of holding because that's not a thing we're supposed to have. Alouette, I'll give it back in like 30 minutes once we get out of the house. Pinky promise.
I'll take that pinky if you don't.
Fair enough. She already did. Or they already did.
Oh, you admit to it now. I knew you were
No,
gaslighting
that
us,
was
you
that was Hyde
asshole.
just being a dick.
Yes,
All right.
that's how he
So
always is. Or
as you guys are having this conversation about the potential loss of a pinky, should someone be a liar, pants on fire here,
I,
there
I,
is. Oh, go ahead.
I'm just positioning myself so if the door opens, I'm behind it, so I'm not visible immediately.
So as that happens, you see that there are guards that come fill in the room. Alaric is standing behind them and says, I don't know what you hoped to gain by invading my personal space, but you've overstayed your welcome. Now, I do implore you to find out what happened to the gem, but you're not welcome in here again.
Sorry, was following the footprints into here. Very weird. Anyway, bye.
Grits fully has her hand raised, like a child in a classroom.
He completely ignores you. It is
He
a
has a
Fucking
question. Don't be
rude.
rude.
Alaric looks directly at you, Alouette, and says, I answer questions of guests, not trespassers. Now leave.
You
We're
invited us
Peacefully.
to come
staff,
back if we were looking
dipshit.
for things.
I swear, anyone over 3 foot cannot be trusted to have any basic intelligence anymore.
Already is
I
already
didn't
out
want
the door.
to. So I'm gonna go ahead and just narratively do this. The second you talk shit, Grits, Alaric just looks at the guards and says, take care of it. And literally all of the guards, there's like 6 of them, they just pile on top of you and beat the crap out of you. You don't take any damage, but you are unconscious, and they toss you out the front door.
What the fuck?
Wait, all of us, or like, did Moriarty just get hit with the unconscious bodies of the two
Well,
shorter
I
dudes?
wasn't. Yeah.
The
No,
two
they only did it
excuse
to
you.
Grits. They did it to Grits
I was gonna say,
as a punishment for Alouette being a smartass who was trying to. It was a benefit. It's basically misplaced. It was misplaced anger is what happened there.
I didn't call him a dipshit. I
No,
just said
yeah,
he
I
was
called him
rude.
a
you
dipshit.
called him a dipshit. You were raising your hand. She was being a smartass, and she's like, "Well, they seem to be friends, so let's beat the crap out of one of them. Might as well be the one that called me a dipshit."
You're assuming that this doll has any empathy for this, and you are
I
wrong.
don't think that he cares. As someone who created this NPC, I don't think he cares. But that being said, the rest of you are walked out by the guards. Um, let's see here. Alouette,
Hmm.
and Remus, you will be the last 2 out. So I need both of you to make a perception check.
Dirty 20.
Fantastic.
Perception.
Can I do a medicine check to try and get Grits awake?
21.
Oh, yeah. I hope you're not going to try to poke her awake, because that didn't end well last time.
Maybe with a stick.
Is that a 15? So I imagine I pulled out like smelling salts, or maybe something that smells really tasty.
Or something that
Your hand?
stinks. Yeah, you hold out your finger. Please don't bite me. Okay, so Alouette, what'd you get?
21.
Okay, fantastic. You both see it. Um, you both see it, but you don't react because obviously there's something going on. The maid, who you were talking to, is walking you out, saying, I'm sorry I got you all in trouble. I'm very sorry. And she shakes Remus's hand, and you both notice. Remus, you a little bit more specifically, she places something in your hand. Alouette, you see that there is a piece of paper that is placed in Remus's hand. And she goes, I wish you all luck in your investigation. And she hurriedly goes back to what
Can
she was.
Alouette hug her leg before she goes?
Yeah. She's like,
Sh-
huh?
Thanks for being nice.
I,
And
uh,
she'll skip off.
she's like, oh, that. You hear behind Alec, I'm gonna fire you. No, please don't. Yeah.
All right.
That might make Alouette turn around and be a little spicy.
I mean, wouldn't recommend it, but sure, go ahead.
Alouette,
Nothing that I
let's
do is
go.
recommended.
I mean, fair.
Don't you worry about the grits, Alouette. Why don't we go see how she's doing?
No, he's being mean.
Yes,
She-
that's usually what
all
rich
she
people
did
are
was
like.
let us
You'll
in, which
learn
was
over
her job.
time.
You actually hear, like, as you're kind of complaining, he's like, ah, If it weren't for the, never mind. Whatever. I've got things to do. So it doesn't seem like anything negative is actually happening. He just seems angry.
Okay. Fine.
Let's go check
We'll
on
stomp
Grits.
out.
Yeah, so
I'll
the medicine check actually works out. You kind of you realize tapping her in the face probably isn't the best idea. So you kind of just toss down what your equivalent of like smelling salts would be. Grits, you wake up on the ground. Not worse for wear, but definitely did not see that coming. You're
It's a
awake and
mixture
fine.
of really strong perfume and sulfur.
Smells like farts.
Yes.
All right. So you're all outside. I assume 42's out there being like, "Wow, that was intense. Glad I didn't go
yeah.
in there."
No, he was in mansions.
It would have been nice to go check out what's his.
Oh,
Well, that
I see what you did.
That was good.
Okay. Before
can
we
I look at
talk
the.
about what happened in there, let's go to the year edition so we're not, here.
Oh,
We
sure.
can walk and talk.
Can I look at the paper I was given?
Yeah. So you guys begin walking towards the Erudition. 42's like, "Yeah, we'll go to the Erudition. The records house, yeah, Erudition
Mhm.
records. We're going to an office, going to an office. I'm gonna make you drink ogre farts. Do 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 do.
Oh,
That
you're
one's
not.
actually alcoholic, so it's fine. We're not gonna do it now. The Erudition's gonna close if we don't get there soon. So, yep. So he's just kind of walking, winding paths. So you guys all have a conversation. You actually can open it up, Remus, and you see on this piece of paper it says PAX, section 12.4E.
Oh, pull out those books you have, Mr. Moriarty.
Oh, yeah. Let me. What's the reference number?
On the
Show on
back,
the
it
paper.
as your kind of like reference number. You look at the back of the piece of paper. It says year edition.
On your edition. Okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
gotcha.
All right. Well, okay. So there's something to look into. It's probably the pact that he made, if we're lucky. Uh, let's head out there. Let's hope we aren't names are dragged into the mud too much by him after what we've done.
Yeah. Maybe we can suggest to the Crimson Fox that she hire that maid if she does get fired.
That would be nice.
42's like, he doesn't have a maid.
Huh.
What?
All
What do you
of
mean by
that
that?
house, and it's only the butler. That's a shame.
No, he has plenty of staff, but he doesn't have a maid.
Well, then who dusts? Maid's dust.
Who was the maid that we were with then?
I don't know.
How is it that I think I'm the stupidest one here, and I'm the one who has to point out that that woman clearly wasn't who she said she was, but still had access to the building, so probably has good information if we can find a way to get her to talk. I don't know
I mean,
how I'm the
I'm
dumbass of the
not
group and I'm
saying
pointing
that
this
he's.
out, but somehow the rest of you have missed that.
No, I've got that. I'm just. Is that man so out of touch he doesn't know he doesn't have a maid?
as
apparently.
as you're all kind of talking about that, 42 goes, "Oh wait, never mind. Yeah, he does."
Yeah, that's okay. That's what I thought. It'd be insane if he didn't.
Sorry, it's been a while since I used the sync function.
Let's
And
head
if I
to the
wouldn't
audition.
hurt, if it wouldn't have hurt my hand, I would have smacked you by now.
Who?
God.
Me?
I
Yeah.
want to talk to the guy who has control over
Maybe
what you
I'd
drink for
knock
the
some
next
bolts
week like
back
that.
into place.
I am working perfectly well. It's just that every once in a while they try to do an update that overwrites some of my freeform functioning, and I'm not about that. So I got to be selective. It's all 69's fault.
It usually is.
What did he do?
A bounty out for you.
He's convinced I'm broken.
Hmm.
I believe that I am just the spice of life. which makes sense if you don't think about it.
Sure. I won't
Already
think
jokes
about
to
it.
himself.
All
Okay,
right,
I'm gonna
so
tie up this guy and throw him at the place so he can get updated. Noted.
please don't do that. That's not nice.
I wasn't talking to you.
I know, but I can hear you. You act as if I'm
Read
the
my
only one that doesn't
thoughts.
have ears. Anyway, we're here. As you walk up, you see that the Erudition Records office, he kind of walks you up to the front door and he just stands at the front. As you look around and you actually look through the front door, the Erudition's office is a fusion of ancient wisdom and modern innovation, housing a vast repository of knowledge that spans centuries. Within its walls, towering shelves hold not only dusty tomes and scrolls, but also state of the art databanks and holographic displays, blending the old with the new in a seamless tapestry of information. As you all enter, you are greeted. Why do I keep saying greeted? By the soft
Been
hum
a week.
of technological marvels intermingling with the scent of aged parchment.
Yes. Looks and smells like bureaucracy.
Although most of you, actually all of you, I would argue, have no idea what the hell all these holographic displays are. I mean, the closest thing you've seen is Grits. You have that weird tablet type device that has a screen on it. This is the closest representation. You have a handheld version of one of these. Um, but as you're walking in, you hear off to the corner, "Welcome, travelers! How may I assist you in your quest for knowledge? Whether through the pages of ancient tomes or the wonders of our digital archives, the answers you seek await within these hollowed walls." As you look over, there's actually a hologram of a woman. Very nondescript. She's got horns and pointy ears, but she has cat like eyes in this hologram. She goes, "I am the librarian. How may I assist you?"
What's your name?
"I am the librarian. How may I assist you?"
Damn it.
Well,
Request. We have a reference that we'd like to look up. And then do you have translation services?
We do have translation services available. 1,000 gate credits per 5 pages.
I ain't paying that.
Fine. Yeah, I can do that.
What do you need translated?
The bits that we can't read. And also it'd be nice to get, the whole thing instead of just piecing together two people's translations.
Oh, well,
Do you offer copy services?
We do offer copy services. It is 3 gate credits per page.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Um, can you bring out that slip of paper, please?
yes, I'll pull it out and unfold it and read it.
Your
Pick up
edition,
on pros.
PAX section 12.4E.
Yes. PAX 12.4E. All right.
And then it was
Writing it
Alaric
down.
Silverbane, if that helps narrow it down.
Nope. The library item, we go by the Fooey Fecimal system, which is just a weird way of saying another way of organizing books. And I just made it up now, so we're just going to deal with
I
that.
hate you so much.
And I
So
will
much.
never apologize. She goes,
Feel
"One
like
moment," and you see that her silhouette just disappears. And then like 20 seconds later, a robot like that's kind of like a box. It looks like it's a weird box with wheels and a little set of eyes rolls up to you all and opens up its chest, and a little tiny conveyor belt rolls out a scroll, and says, and then the librarian pops back up and goes, "Pack section 24, I think. What the hell, 2.4E? I can't even find my own notes. 12.4E. Alaric Silverveins packed. is located here. And the scroll rolls out, and the little robot, kind of having done its job, just kind of rolls back into the back of the library itself, or the office.
Cute. Anyway, what do we got here? Mm, Okay, I think it's this section here. Um, is it in Sylvan or is it in something else?
It is in Sylvan.
Hey, what do I see?
All right. So, having combined that information with what you've already gotten, you actually managed to piece together the entire thing now. Within the archives, you all stumble upon references within this document, as well as the other stuff that you've already found, that there was a uh, Lord Alric Silverveins had some many clandestine dealings with an enigmatic archfey, Nilethriana. Documents detailing a sinister pact between the two reveal that Nilethriana granted Alaric power and influence in exchange for the celestial gem, known as the Star Heart. Potentially more. Um, but now that you have the actual rest of the information with the sections 12.4e, you also learn that failure to regain or keep the gem will result in death if not recovered in a certain time period. The writing is too messy to make out the actual time period itself.
Guess that
Knowing,
answers why I want it so bad.
yeah, and knowing the Fae, they probably picked a time frame that was not the same as here, so they can take advantage of that.
So, you found that specific information. Is there anything else you'd like to dig for while you're here?
I'm
Hmm.
curious if I don't know how to phrase this so it would work for the library, but I'm curious about the Crimson Fox's lineage, I guess?
Do you have the Crimson Fox's real name?
No?
No, but
Unfortunately,
But
I
they
everyone
cannot
did
here
help
knows
with
own
who
that.
she is.
they did own the celestial gem, also known as the Star Heart. Is
So
there any
maybe the
royal
provenance of
family?
the Starheart?
Information search, Starheart. Information recovered. There is some details and information that predate its appearance here within First Gate. Um, Looking through, reading, summarizing. Um, let's see here. And she kind of there's like a hovering screen in front of her, and she's kind of scrolling up and down, much the way that I am over here. It's almost as if me and the librarian are one and the same, as I scroll through and look for very specific words that I wrote in here and have forgotten the exact wording to them. And if any of you say
What, you
otherwise, you can
can't keep
shut
track
your
of your own
damn
Fewey
mouth.
system?
It's the Fooey Fecimal system. Don't fucking come for me.
Where
All
else would we
right.
go?
I don't know, somewhere else. So basically, it says the original purpose, crafted a millennia ago by elven artisans from the celestial realms, the Star Heart, or Celestial Gem, as it is now called, served a noble purpose. It was intended as a conduit of celestial energies dealing with the radiance of the heavens to protect and illuminate the world. As a symbol of divine lineage and a beacon of hope, it safeguarded the city of First Gate from ancient threats, ensuring the prosperity of its people. However, over the passage of time, the influence of dark forces have obscured the gem's true nature. Corrupted by malevolent energies drawn to its celestial radiance, the Star Heart's brilliance has been tarnished, and its once pure essence has been twisted. However, despite its dulled power, it still retains traces of its original purpose, hinting at the celestial forces that once imbued it with life. Let's see. Connection to others within First Gate. There is actually some more information here. Um, yes. The, It appears that there was a elven lineage that originally wielded this while it was still in its pure form, the Starheart. They were known as the Star Weavers, but it seems that after they lost possession of the Starheart, presumably by this deal that Alaric Silvervein has done, they disappeared from legend, and no trace of them exists to even the Erudition's knowledge within First Gate.
Interesting.
What was the
So,
last recorded name
The
for the
last,
Starweavers?
the last recorded name was
Celestia Starweaver.
Lady Seraphina Starweaver.
Hmm.
That's the woman who's hosting the ball, no?
At least it's a Seraphina.
And she goes, looking at all registered parties, there is a Lady Seraphina Raven Shadow that did throw a party uh, within the last 12 hours.
Probably not her then.
They could have
Though
I
changed
mean,
names.
elves do live a long time, allegedly. Hmm. Is there a table we can borrow so we can get some theories and thoughts together?
Yes,
Um,
you may use this table, as one just kind of juts up from the floor with tables associated with it.
thank
and
you.
You're welcome.
also, I did come into recent possession of all these books. Are any of these of interest to the archives?
If you give me about an hour with them, I can scan them into the archives.
Okay.
You set them down on
I'm
the
always
desk, I guess.
Yeah,
Can we trade it
I'm
for a
always one
copy of
for
everything
the
you just told us?
consolidation of knowledge.
Information exchange accepted. We will copy these. We will give you copies of everything we have discussed.
Thank you.
Done.
Fantastic. As you set it down, there's actually a little machine that kind of juts up, and you actually see that it begins fanning through the pages very quickly of each one of the books, and then pushes it off to the side, and the new book kind of trolleys its way over into the spot, and like speed reading style, as the librarian looks directly at it. And you have a table at your disposal to discuss things and stuff. So what are you gonna do?
Oh yeah. Oh, by the way, Alouette, here's the scroll
What?
back. Please don't take my pinky.
You gave it back. Yeah, I don't need it. Your pinky, not the scroll.
Oh, gotcha. I was confused. Thank you for clarifying. Let me see. Got toilet paper. Got some this weird bar of soap. Nope. Uh, Trying to see. It's too bad we couldn't get into that safe. That would have been nice. Oh well.
I suppose we could go back. We've already made him mad. What's making him madder?
Or we could ask our nice friend, Miss Crimson Fox, to break in. We can tell her the exact way to open it and access it.
So, as you're all
Maybe a
sitting
couple
there
of days.
talking, another for another robot similar to 42, another Ben's unit walks over and says, "This is the documentation you requested to be printed out. Here you are." And then it walks back into the back. It seems to be a more automaton style model, maybe a precursor to the current Ben's.
I have a
Very
question for
nice
the librarian.
handwriting.
Yes,
Can the bins units um be linked to psychically? Like,
psychically.
can they? Hmm.
Um, maybe not in the sense that you think. Um, I don't know if you're familiar with wireless information transfer.
He said something about a hive mind. Is it something
Fire.
like that?
Yes. That is probably the closest approximation that most people that are newcomers or haven't been here for a while or are not from a sufficiently sophisticated society would look at it as. For most, it seems like psychic mind reading, but for us, it is just a mere transfer of information over long distances via a different form of energy.
Also, we lost Gwen.
Uh-oh. We're a person down. What happened? All right, let's give it
Probably
a
had to
second
walk the
here.
dog.
Oh, let me see here. I got messages.
Got mail.
Okay. In that case, let me go ahead and fix this. All right, everybody. This is a good place to kind of wrap it up. I will say that as we're wrapping up this evening, I'm sorry that people's faces are cut off. Let me see if I can do. Ooh, that's not good. I almost broke this. Oh, I'm hitting the wrong buttons. Here we go. Let's just make it so that it is. Here we go. Unlocked, unlocked. All right. There we go. That doesn't work at all. Whatever. I'm not gonna move anything around. As you're kind of looking at the documentation, we'll pick up where we're leaving right here. There is one thing that sticks out to you though. You see the name Blackthorn listed on these documents that you were just handed.
Cool.
And sorry everybody, looks like we had an incident. I Quinn messaged me and I missed it because I was looking at a different screen when it's over here. So thank you all for joining us. We'll be back next week. Yes, I believe I have one more week before everything goes to new stuff for the conclusion, actually, of Tales from the Gate. So thank you everybody for joining us. We'll be back next week. Be sure to join us tomorrow for City of Illumination when we all make more decisions that are also as on par as this group's here. So have a good night, everybody, and don't forget to check out biscuit10rpg.com. Have a wonderful evening, and